Parker McCollum in the studio with us. The new album is available. It is out.
Thank you, guys.
Never enough.
Glad we have 15 songs. Like, I am super glad about that because,
thank you.
Again, breaking the norm. I think we're seeing more and more. If I like somebody, like if I like Parker McCollum, I want more music. I want as much as I can get.
Sure.
So thank you for putting out
I think
the
that's
extra
becoming
songs.
the norm now, 15, 20
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
songs
I love that.
as opposed to 10.
Yeah.
You know the reason they only had 10 is because that's how many you could put on the record. Like, literally, you could only put, like,
The
8 to
physical
10 songs
limitation?
on an LP. And with CDs, it was like 70 minutes was the max. And now it's like, who cares? You want to make a 30-song record? You make a 30-song record. 15?
All you do is put it on the internet.
That's it.
Are you kind of the fan of the idea of just you wrote a song and just put it out like the next day? Like, hey, what do you guys think about this?
I have before, certainly. Some of those songs have never made it to the record, but I don't know. I try not to do that anymore just because I kind of personally get over the song pretty quickly. So if I save it and no one hears it till the record comes out, I won't be as,
Burned.
Yeah, you kind of burn yourself out on it.
Do you get like in concert when you're singing,
Pretty hard.
or whatever? You don't get tired of it?
No, man. Those
Good.
Those songs are one. That's what they came to hear. Your deep cuts are your deep cuts, cool, and you have fans that love those songs. You play those for them, but everybody came to hear the hits. So, and those are the ones that pay your bills. So.
Yeah, I'm glad. Well, there's a lot of people. Yes,
A lot of people
right.
have animosity towards those songs that got them there.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, it's I know people like that. And if I'm sitting around, playing acoustic at the house or something, or if I'm playing for some people or whatever, the first song I play is not going to be Pretty Hard. But when you're there's 10,000 people out there and it's sold out and they want to hear the hits.
Well, a lot of people say too that with your hits, that because the crowd changes every night, that it makes it a new experience for you.
100%.
So you can find something, even if you've like, oh, this is the 80 millionth time I've played it. It's not the 80 millionth time they've heard it.
100%. So I enjoy playing those songs and they get really excited when you play them. So I've always enjoyed it.
Yeah, the album is out. It's called Never Enough, and we've got the album. We're gonna play some and kind of see what we think. See what we think. Like you care what we think.
I would like y'all's real-time judgment right now.
I bet you do.
And if y'all don't like it, it's not coming out.
All right. Parker McCollum, I'm coming right back. Hang on. Parker McCollum is joining us. The new album is out. It's called Never Enough, and also on the road with Morgan. That's the summer. That's huge.
That'd be awesome. I think we're playing 10 shows with him, so
yeah,
Wow.
be pretty
Big
cool.
stadiums, right?
Big stadiums. Wrigley, Fenway, Truist Park. Crazy, man.
Isn't that cool for when you think about all the merch, you have that many more people passing by the merch stand and all that. That's got to be nice.
It's a great problem
But
to have.
a lot of guys, when they go on tour with someone else and they're playing stadiums, it's the first time they've ever seen a crowd that size. But you played at Rodeo Houston for 72,000 people or something
That
like
was
that.
a lot.
Oh, my gosh.
Everyone says it gets easier the more people. Is that true?
I don't think it gets easier. It's different, certainly. I think the perfect, if it's strictly, I'm talking about the most fun I have on stage, probably 10 to 12,000 people, sold out amphitheater. It's probably or a basketball arena is probably the best.
Because you can still see.
Yeah,
the
you can
people
feel
in
them. You can feel them when it's 70,000 people. It's just like your brain's so stimulated.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
It's like being in the ocean compared to a pool.
Kinda, sure.
Are
That's
you able
not
to
a bad
sleep?
analogy.
Like when you get off stage, are you able to immediately go to sleep?
No.
Yeah. How long? How? What's the time from good night, everyone?
Nowadays, it used to be there was no time. Nowadays, though, I try to be pretty. It's gotten to a level now where I can't go out there and look and sound like a POS every night. I got to sleep and I've got to drink a lot of water and I've got to work out and I got to be ready to go. Just give these people what they freaking paid for.
Yep.
And not go out there dragging butt. So. Nowadays I'll come off stage. My food's usually ready. As soon as I walk off stage, I'll eat and, take a shower, and then within a couple hours, I'm probably out.
You extra pickles on your Chick-fil-A guy?
No, I'm not picky, man. I really
just whatever they give you.
You can order anything, and I'm eating. So.
They'll give them to you in a cup now if you ask.
Oh, really? Yeah. All right, so we got the album. This is called Never Enough. We've got a couple of tracks here Bubba's pulled up. I was gonna.
People all
So this is where you just kind of just tell us about the song,
Sure.
feeling.
While it's playing?
Yeah. Well, you like that? Are you talking on top of yourself?
Lori McKenna really drove this song home. She was one who really had the melody and was kind of sitting across the room. She's just staring into my soul, and she's like, you know, she's really good about kind of making me just freestyle over a melody. She's like, you're good at making stuff up. Just start going.
Oh.
And so she'll be playing a melody, and I'll just start singing lyrics, and she'll be writing down, and I'll sing lyrics, and she'll sing, and I'll write down back and forth. And
What the heck?
Yeah,
that seems so weird.
Yeah, she's crazy.
But it
like
works
that.
for you.
Yeah, it's really good. She's really, really good at getting that out of me.
You
That
should-
song is I Ain't Going Nowhere, by the way.
Next time she does it, you should have your eyes roll back and go.
She probably seen it all. She probably wouldn't be phased.
So what?
This is Speed.
Yeah, Speed. I wrote this song with my buddy Ryan Beaver, sitting on my bus, and life's been real fast the past few years, and my dad's kind of someone that I talk to about it a lot, and you know, he's kind of the one that settles me down a little bit whenever it kind of gets the best of me, and you know, I kind of wrote this chorus right after being on the phone with him. Ryan was on my bus, and you know, we were just 100,000 miles an hour, 24/7 at the time, all year, and you know, woke up the next morning and had this song written, and might have been drinking a little bit, might not have. So,
What's your dad tell you? Like, what kind of when you talk to him?
I mean, he's like a superhero, dude. He's I don't know, I don't know where I would be without him, but I mean, I talk to him 5-6 times a day, but it's always
5 to 6 times a day?
probably.
Wow, that's awesome. I
Yeah,
felt
it's a-
like I was doing good by calling my mom 2 or 3 times a week.
No, I talk to my dad like probably every few hours. And
That's
we're always
awesome.
just, you know, scheduling this or talking about. He's a big gym guy too. He goes to the gym every morning, and he's super active. Plays a lot of golf and a lot of tennis, a lot of basketball, and you know, we kind of keep each other motivated and keep each other grounded. And
It's gonna be weird for a father to have a son that's doing, because it's such a weird life. Like I mean, it's not good odds to make this work.
no, but he's really good about, you know, just always making sure I'm thinking about how to handle it and how to carry myself and how to represent my family and where I come from. And
Good.
you know, it's so easy to put yourself and the people that, you know, kind of support your support system in a bad light nowadays. It can just happen like that with the internet and stuff. And
One decision.
yeah, and so he's always just kind of on my butt about, you know, make sure you're doing the right thing, make sure you're in the gym, make sure you're practicing, make sure you're you know, eating right, taking care of yourself, and
Do you feel like that adds pressure, or do you feel like it just keeps you grounded?
yeah, it's really, really good for me.
Can you have your dad call us
Yeah.
on the regular?
we
I
should.
think we need some help.
When I was younger, I didn't really listen to him much. You know, I just kind of, all right, whatever. And then, you know, as you get older, you're like, all right, he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah,
It's
for sure.
weird. You go
Yeah.
through that thing where you think that they don't know what they're talking about, and then you get to that point where you're like, oh, they actually do have life experiences I can learn from.
I wish I'd have listened to him younger.
Yeah, I think we all feel that way.
Yeah.
Parker McCollum, the new album is out. It's called Never Enough. We'll finish up with Parker, wrap it up on the way, coming up. Hey, Parker McCollum in the studio hanging with us, and the album is out. It's called Never Enough. Bubba and I have always said that college isn't for everyone. You did 3 semesters?
I think I did one.
Well,
I may
He
have been
showed
enrolled.
up to one.
Yeah, I may have been enrolled for 3.
You didn't make it through. Like, when were you like, because you went to a community college? Yeah. Austin Community College?
I did.
And you were like, okay, this is going to be, did you feel like, I bet you knew going that this wasn't for you,
100%.
but you felt that you expected?
You kind of had
Yeah,
to.
I just knew. Yeah, I knew my parents split when I was 8, so it was kind of a, you know, my dad was really kind of the one that was, you know, I was kind of handling like after high school with, and he was kind of advising me on everything, and you know, I knew I wanted to go to Austin and try to be a songwriter and start a band, and you know, I know when your 18-year-old son tells you that, you probably just kind of roll your, you know, you're like,
Right,
he has
of
no
course.
idea. Let him go out
Sure.
there and fall flat on his face and learn the
come
hard
back,
way.
right.
But it, you know, he really believed in me, and it was the work ethic thing, you know, that he just kind of preached, and it probably took 2 or 3 years to really kind of get through my brain. I was just kind of lazy and didn't really know even how to begin or take first step in the music business. And you know, after a few years, I kind of was like, all right, I've got to treat this and work at it and And
Yeah.
you know, you got.
What was it that changed? What was that moment where you said, "Okay, I'm in"?
I don't know. I mean, you know, I think probably maybe just the simple, you know, fact of getting older. That's a pretty common concept, and some people never have that in their life. They'll go their whole life and never have that realization. I was lucky to have it pretty young, and yeah, I felt a lot of pressure in my family. There's a very high standard set in my family, especially among the men, and the young men at the time. My uncles and my dad and all the guys in my family are crazy, you know, successful and get up every morning and they're in the gym and they work hard and they do it the right way and the old school way and the hard way.
Yep.
And I think by the time I got into kind of my early 20s, I was like, all right, it's my responsibility now to kind of continue that and set that standard and live up to that.
You're like a Disney movie.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, well, son, you know, it's earned.
Yeah,
You got to earn it.
Yeah,
His dad's holding him up over the.
My dad
the
is
hill
not
country.
a pirate, but
But you thought that was a
he's not a pirate, but
Parker.
but that is very real, man. There's a standard in our family, and you know, I like to try to kind of set the bar even higher for myself, and you know, every aspect of life. I know it sounds cliche. You hear people talk about it all the time, but trying to walk the walk, you know.
That's good. Well, it's totally different because I noticed we have a lot of artists that come in and you're I kind of put you in that thing where you're super. You didn't forget where you came from, and you're very polite,
Appreciative, also.
Yeah, it just kind of you feel you're humble. I mean, you know, yeah, you're selling out huge things. The album's gonna be huge, #1 hits, all that kind of thing. But I also think that your dad is doing you a huge service by you talking to him all the time because he's bringing you back down. He's like, hey, you're still Parker. Yeah. You do the right things. It's going to work out. You're doing great.
Does he ever remind you of like something you did that was really stupid as a kid? And he's like you tell him, hey, Dad, I was at the White House hanging out and da-da-da-da.
Oh,
And he's
yeah?
like, yeah, remember the time?
No, I really admire him so much. And I don't have kids yet. I think I will probably in the near future. It seems to be knocking on my door pretty loud right now, but I just look at him and I'm like, that's how I want to be. I want to do that for, you know, a young man or daughters or whatever, and kind of set the standard for them. And the great thing he does so well is he leads by example. I mean, 24/7. Him and every guy in my family, they're going to come correct. Whether it's a family function or we're playing golf or they're coming to my show or whatever it is, they're going to work, doesn't matter. They're going to come correct. And so I try to do the same thing.
Yeah, I think Carson's right. I would like to have your dad call every day and just kind of
He'd
get
love
us
nothing more than to be on the show.
Even once a
Parker's
week.
dad is gonna whip us into shape.
I kind of
Yes.
feel like we should call him.
Should
we call Parker's dad?
He's waiting on somebody to interview him.
Bring him.
The album is out. It's called Never Enough. Make sure you pick it up from Parker McCollum. And has your dad got a Twitter account or anything we can follow?
I don't think so.
He does. Of course he doesn't. Of course.
Right, of course.
Now, of course he
no.
doesn't.
Yeah.
And that was a trick.
was a test.
A test. That's right. Parker, it's good to see you again, brother. Congrats on everything.
Thank you, guys.
Make sure you pick it up. It's called Never Enough. The new album is out from Parker McCollum. All right. Well, that was great. That was good. You did good.
Thank you.
I have no idea what it was because this is taped afterwards, but
You were amazing, though.
thanks. Appreciate it.